3, 2, 1, here we go. When Magnus Carlsen plays chess, we all need to pay attention. Why? Because he's the best player in the world. Magnus Carlsen versus Ivan Shitko. Norway versus Moldova. What is happening here? Well, Black is playing the Slav defense, which is one of the best ways to set up in this game. In this video, we're going to see how Magnus Carlsen plays against the Slav. At the same time, we're going to learn so much from his setup. d4, d5, knight f3, knight f6, and now Magnus, he can play anything, just like every single top player in the world. They can play any single opening at any time. The London system, not today. He plays e3, going for an early c4. Bishop f5 played. c4 hit the pawn structure. This is one key moment of the game. If you guys are a bit unsure, there's no way you should ever play this capture, because now White is just playing some really good, easy moves. Queen b3 here, you're going to attack that pawn. Later, we're going to see that we wish that bishop was back on its starting square. You're hitting f7, and then the queen can also line up with the bishop to attack f7 and b7 as well. Defend the center, that is really what the Slav is. Knight c3, and now e6, the triangle Slav, semi-Slav, very solid way to play. Now, one setup, one situation is the fact that this bishop is outside the pawn chain, so Magnus attacks it. It looks like such a strange move. Bishop to e4. Already, this looks like a strange move if you guys are not feeling sure about this position. f3 is played to kick the bishop away. If this happens, then already this knight is stranded. Bishop b4 check is possible to swap off the bishop, but g5, you're threatening to win the knight. That knight is actually trapped. You break open a pawn structure. This is already looking pretty good for Black. If you take, the queens might come off, and then this is looking good for Black. This did not happen. Let's go back a few moves here. Bishop e4. Magnus hits the bishop, it drops back. Then queen b3. This is a normal move, so this is the second key moment of the game. Queen b3, you're going to hit the pawn chain. There are two moves for Black. You can go queen b6 to offer a queen trade, or you can go queen c7. Just different ways to play this kind of position. Now, if a queen trade happens, then here you can keep it flexible, very flexible, or now you can take. I don't really mind. Get him off and play this. So in this kind of position, I think White has a nice way to continue. Pawn breaks are in White's favor. We're going to see that very soon. The pawn breaks are just terrible for Black later. The queens might come off, doesn't matter. Bishop d3, e4. We play this endgame. It's like a queenless middle game. Let's go back a few moves here. Queen b3, queen c7. Bishop d2. Getting ready to castle queenside. Yeah, because f-pawn is weak on f3. Maybe we do castle that side. We will see. a5 already threatening a4. This is actually a really cool tactic. So this is the third key moment. If you play a normal move, a4 is already looking like White is in some trouble. So tactic moment 3. If you play this, then take. Can't take. b5 will hit both. You're in big trouble. And if you can't take this pawn, you don't really want to go back. You can offer a trade, but then you just say no. You don't want this. The knight will come in, already looking dangerous for Black. You just go back, and really that knight, well, it's just a different way. This is how the game can continue. The knight might come to c3, c5. The game goes on. So we don't want any of this nonsense. So Magnus sees this trap. Take in the center, relieve the tension. And now g3. This is a gigantic decision, by the way. Fourth moment. Depending on how you take, well, the structure completely changes. You don't really want this capture because that square belongs to all three white pieces. We don't want that. If you take this way, then, well, it's just a different way the game can continue. Rook c1. I'll probably snap that off, to be honest. Take that and then go g3. What do I mean? Something like this. And then like you slide the king over. It's actually a normal way. It's quite a healthy way to play the play against the Slav. Alright, let's go back a few moments. So c takes d5. Gigantic decision. Ivan captured with the knight. I think I need to hurry up. I'm 4 minutes in. Yeah, let's hurry up. Knight takes d5. g3. What a strange move. Defending the knight? Yes and no. Slide it over. Because the king is not going to go this way. You can castle, or you slide it over. We see this all the time in Slav. So this is the fifth moment, I think. Knight d7. e4. Now Magnus is putting up the pressure, challenging the knight. If you go back, well, then white just has a nice center. So a trade happens now. A trade happens now. Oh yeah, just want to show you a key moment, because please note, when I create these videos, it's for my chess students. It's for anyone who wants to get better, who wants to play good long-term openings. But guess what? It's also for a selfish reason. This is a chess diary for myself. So I'm going to go back. I need to highlight this variation. G3, knight d7, because I was thinking, well, why not? This is a critical moment. Maybe you save the bishop. And then I was looking at take, and now rook c1, a pin, and then the bishop comes. Okay, now the pieces are just flowing into the game. Because if there's a chance to save this bishop, of course I will. The position has a chance to open up, so maybe it's good to save the bishop pair. But after this variation, if black plays a normal move already, the knight actually comes in, looking very strong for white. Now let's go back a few moves. This did not happen. Back to the game. Okay, need to hurry up. 6 minutes in. G3, knight d7, e4, hit the knight, take. Fixing the center, it just looks beautiful. The beautiful central structure. b5. a3. Take. And now king f2. That's what I mentioned. And this is a key diagram. I mentioned it yesterday. Well, what do I mean I mentioned it yesterday? I mentioned it just a few minutes ago. I analyzed this yesterday, but I'm doing it now. Any pawn break is actually good for white. And I think this is something really high class in the Slav, which I've just noticed because I'm also teaching myself at the same time. Any pawn break is going to open up the bishop pair. The bishops have a chance to control so many squares, and it's like a masterful display of tension. Any pawn break actually works out for white. Rook b8. Not even sure. White is scared of this break. Bishop e2, g5. You see, you're not really going for a pawn break, but guess what? Another pawn break is available. I've just taught myself something, but also I know this will happen. Another break is available. The bishop can come in the game. Bishop e3. Bishop to e3, knight b6, not really hopping about, all squares covered. If you drop the knight in there, bishop will take. Okay, let's keep shuffling. Now, you don't need to castle. If you castle, probably blow open. f4 pretty soon, h4, kabam, really. Probably something like this. And then you just find a way to double. Who cares? You're down 2 pawns. The attack is too dangerous. Something like this. So, that's why Ivan did not castle. Hey, Magnus didn't castle as well. It's like you castle by hand, which is you just shuffle the dude. You just shuffle the king over. Rook f1, there's your pawn break. You see, that break isn't available because, look, black has 1, 2, 3 on it. So we need to go for a break where it is suitable for us. Rook f2, double, love it. Here, it's like you just keep building the tension. That's what this game is. A wonderful game of tension, and Magnus handled it pretty well today. f4, let's go. Take. Hit the queen. Block. Do you trade? No. Already your advantage is dying down a little bit. I don't really love this situation. I still say white is better. Rook f1, the pressure is telling. I mean, here's a small trap, you could say. Even this, rook f1 here, and then already this, even though there's a check. Take in. But don't do this, okay? No. Don't give your opponent a chance. Just block that bishop. This bishop will come in the game anyway, and this is what I was saying before. That break, let me just change the arrows. That one, they're all going to favor the bishops. This is looking beautiful for white. Bishop g4. Tactics coming through. a4 hit the queen. You're going to keep an eye on it. It's just so beautiful the way Magnus Carlsen is playing this type of position. Let's hurry up. We're 9 minutes in. Let's go. Knight f8, just defending. All boxed in, defending. White is in charge. Let's see how it works. Rook af1. Beautiful. It's like every piece is on a perfect square. The rook is doing nothing. It might as well defend along its 7th rank. h4. Just controlling. Basically, it's just beautiful, really. This position could be in an art museum. It's that beautiful. It is that stunning to look at. Queen d8. Bishop e3, g5, going for a pawn break. This is what I was mentioning before. No break is working out well for black. Can't really suggest a good move, to be honest. You can't move here. You're just going to encourage it. can't and a queen trade, I mean, so what? They can just come off, and then you just play a different endgame. Oh, and also, sorry, I didn't even, I need to pay attention. The point of Magnus retreating this move is the double rooks will hit f7. That's why Ivan went g5, the rook defends. That's what I was mentioning before, the rook sliding up to defend along the 7th, and now h5. Oh, so beautiful to look at, really. Queen d5, check. Queens come off. Cool thing is we don't take. I love Magnus's next move. It's like you force them to take because then the pawns are still weak. I love that. Because after this, actually, this is actually a problem for white. These two pawns are now weak, giving black some chances. So it's like this is the next key moment. You're trading on your terms. So key moment, bishop f3. Oops, bishop f3. Hit the queen. Queens come off. They're all targets for the bishop. Rook c8. g4. Cementing the pass pawn. f5 pawn break. Another key moment. A wonderful game of tension, but the tension is breaking in white's favour. f5. Break, take. Position opens up for the bishop pair. Bishop e4, hit the rook. It moves. It moves to, yeah, because you have to move there because it's getting hit by the rook. Double. It's like a really cool switch. If we consider this position from 5 moves ago, it's like the queens have disappeared. But guess what? The advantage still belongs to white. That's the cool thing. One transition into another. The most valuable pieces are off the board, but guess what? The advantage still remains. King g7. King up. Take. Beautiful tactic here. So here, that tactic was going to be available pretty soon. Well, it's available now, so you do it. So here, maybe that's the key moment. Rook c7 is actually a blunder, and then the tactic came through. Just want to teach myself something. I wonder if this was actually definite. Here, rook. Okay, after rook c7 we allow. So I'm just going to play a few passing moves, but then that drops, but then you take. So maybe we need to cut it off. I love this. See, this is a selfish diary video. I'm teaching myself as well. There's a beautiful move where we cut off the defense of the rook. You have 5 seconds. Can you see it? And the move is bishop to g6. Wow. So if this was possible, then the advantage belongs to white. Knight d7. I think now you come in. That's the beautiful thing. You still come in with this tactic because you can win the other minor piece. I love the way that white is crashing through. Bishop takes g5, and then rook check. Take, and black can hardly move. We're almost done, guys. We're almost done. We're 13 minutes in. Give me 3 more minutes. I'm done. Check, pick it up. So let's go back. So in the game, the tactic was now used here. Rook c7, bishop g5. Beautiful move. Take the knight. So a pair of rooks have come off. Take. But the advantage still remains. I've just noticed every single pawn is on a white square. Push. Absolute class move. Push. This looks like a blunder. No, it's actually the winning idea. Rook h1. You can't swing the rook over. So if the only move is where you need to move the black king to defend, then you hit. You actually want this move. And then you win. The rook g5. Game over. Game over. Rook check. And you win the rook. Beautiful tactics, which are in abundant supply. There are just so many of them in the endgame. So let's go back a few moves here. h6. Push. He can't take. He pushes again. That's the beautiful thing. That is an absolutely gorgeous move. Why? Because you know on the previous move, that actually guards the square. That's checkmate, by the way. If it's white's move, that's mate. Out of nothing. So bishop e7, you guard the square. And then you still push. Because you can't take because it's still mate. And if you can't take, you lose. King up, run the board. I mean, black can't make a good move. Just push. Join in if you want. Push. And then checkmate very soon. Thank you so much for watching this fantastic game by Carlsen against Shitko, Norway versus Moldova. I hope you learned so much from this game. My normal way to end these videos is to make 3 suggestions in the top left corner. I know white was playing the Slav defense, but When you play d4, d5, c4, c6, well, sometimes it might go into a Catalan. That will be in the top corner. This video is one of the best videos on my channel, approaching 4,000 views. Now, bottom left corner, it will actually be the 2 videos I released recently, both in the Olympiad featuring the Caro-Kann. Just like the game I cover now, that is an Olympiad video, so these 2 will be as well. So bottom left corner, it will be Predke against Abdul Sattarov, Serbia against Uzbekistan, and then top right corner is the one I released just now, a few hours ago, I think. Yeah, maybe yesterday. That will be Sindarov against Ponomaryov, Uzbekistan against Ukraine. 3 high quality videos for you to choose from if you want to stick on this channel. Which video will you pick? 1, 2, or 3? Thank you so much.